Hi, I'm Joe Welinske, and I'm the program manager for what will be the second annual Pacific Northwest Technical Communication Conference taking place in Tacoma, Washington, September 7th and 8th at the University of Washington Tacoma campus. And I get the opportunity to meet with a number of presenters and talk with them. And so today I am talking with Ellen Ashdown. Hello, Ellen.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you part of the roster, and I'm speaking from my home office in Vashon Island, Washington. Where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking from North Vancouver, British Columbia, just a few hours north of you.
Well, we're glad to have you coming to visit the area for a couple of days for the event, but I thought a good place to start would be with you talking a little bit about your background and the nature of your work.
Sure. So I am working right now with a company called Traction on Demand. My actual title is Strategic Solutions Manager. And a large portion of my work incorporates project management and also the development of training and technical documentation. So we're working on a number of projects right now which require technical documentation and training for the end users and also for the administrative users. So I've been working on that for probably since February now.
Well, I'm sure you're involved in a lot of different kinds of projects, but I was wondering if there's anything new and exciting, anything that has your interest right now beyond your session topic, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, because I work with Salesforce Integrator, a lot of my job involves keeping up with new technologies, looking at how we can deliver custom solutions. So I'm spending a fair amount of my time right now focusing in on some of the new things that Salesforce is bringing down the platform. The other thing that I do is I teach at the Simon Fraser University in the Technical Communications program. So I am currently teaching a course on documentation project management, which is the next to final course in SFU's Technical Communications Certificate program. So we've just kicked that off, and that's always really exciting to see people who are reaching the end of that certificate and getting ready to spread their wings for the final project and start their careers as technical communicators.
Well, before we get into your topic, I'd like to just talk a little bit more about your university work, because we do like to have academics as part of this event in addition to practitioners and students. So I was wondering if you give a little bit of a thumbnail about your particular course and how the certificate program is set up.
Yeah, so Simon Fraser University is based out of Burnaby in British Columbia. The Technical Communications program is part of their larger writing and publishing program, which is run out of the continuing education office. And I've taught in the program since 2005. I've taught a number of courses for them and also worked with them on developing courses. The current courses that I teach on a regular basis are the design and production, which focuses on how design is used to help create more user-friendly documentation. Documentation project management, which helps people get an introduction and an understanding of how to manage and control documentation projects. And also Final Project, which is more of a practicum, a free-form course where students come into that with the skills they need to actually start creating from scratch their own portfolio piece. And that is the final course in the series, which allows them to put together all the skills that they've learned in the actual program.
Well, it's always good to hear about certificate programs that are available for technical communicators. But let's switch over to the topic that you're going to be presenting at the conference, which is titled The Agile Technical Writer. So give us a little idea about what people might expect to learn from that.
Yeah, so Agile is it's a bit of a buzzword, sometimes overused in the industry. You know, you hear a lot about Agile methodologies, Agile software development. You know, you may also hear about Lean project management. So the reason I thought of this is I work in an industry where there's a big push for things to be iterative, for things to run on the Agile cycle. But a lot of the time, what happens as a writer is we go into this without the tools to really successfully develop documentation within that iterative cycle. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Agile, Agile is a methodology where you're doing short, what are called sprints, and developing essentially, you know, a feature for each sprint. Each sprint builds on the previous sprint to refine the product and create a more usable product. So you might start out with the end goal of having a car, but the first thing you build might be a skateboard, then a bicycle, and then, you know, a scooter. So it's really difficult for a lot of people as technical writers to develop the documentation for the car when the first thing, like, what do you mean I'm documenting a skateboard now? So what I wanted to do with this is give people a bit of an introduction to the tools that can really help you work with an Agile team and successfully document and develop training for the Agile team without some of the frustrations that come along with feeling like you're redoing everything over and over and over again.
Well, I think it'll be an interesting topic to discuss, and Agile is certainly an area that's important to probably the majority of technical communicators today. So it'll be good to get your perspectives on that. And thanks again for taking the time to do this, and we'll see you in just a few weeks in Tacoma.
Great, looking forward to it. Thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you, Ellen.